Hi everyone, this is Jim Egan, head of school, Synapse School, with a Friday update. It is hot out. We just finished our first full week of school, and I heard from a lot of families. I saw a number of kids online, a number of staff, number of teachers as well, online and in person, and I think the week went as well as it could have gone. I want to thank families for that quick start and helping your kids get online and ready to have a great first week of school. Speaking of those teachers, I've been meeting with staff members. I've probably met with 10 to 12 already for 30-minute meetings, just checking in about their well-being, how they're feeling, asking them if there's anything the school can do for them, anything I can do for them. And I have to say, I have never seen our staff as motivated, engaged, and ready as this year. That's unbelievable, quite frankly, considering the situation we're all in. Doesn't mean they're not nervous, doesn't mean they're not tired, doesn't mean they don't have concerns. But our collective group of teachers and staff right now, from leadership right down to the new teachers, their morale is as good as it has ever been to start a school year. And I want to thank them publicly for their wonderful attitude, their embracing the moment, for trusting the leadership team and the school and leaning into the situation. So, and you should also know close to 50 of them already have been tested for COVID. All came back in good shape, no positives. They're ready to start, and so we're in really good shape from a staff perspective, because I know many of your parents out there are concerned about our teachers, and you should be. They're doing just great. Okay, so something I've also been telling the teachers this week is we're no longer in a sprint. In the spring, in trimester 3 of last school year, we were doing the equivalent of emergency medicine in terms of teaching. I think most schools were. We rose to the occasion. We did a tremendous job, but that pace was intense. A number of the leadership team were in a strategic sprint all summer preparing for the school year. That sprint is now over. That pace has to slow down. We're no longer sprinting. We have a long year ahead of us. I think it's going to be a great year, but it's going to be long. So we need to have a different pace. I've told teachers, look, if you are sprinting, you're going to fatigue. If you fatigue, you're not going to be disciplined in your approach to teaching or your own well-being. If you're not disciplined, you'll cut corners. You cut corners, things can happen. So I want to be very clear that we're now shifting out of the sprint mode into a sustainable approach to teaching and learning and to the school year. So that's important. Some other important news. We've begun in earnest our equity, inclusion, and diversity work. We had a committee last year. It came out of our accreditation goals from a few years back. We are now expanding that work to EID across the entire school. What does that mean? It means I've created a steering committee. The steering committee will be in charge of that work, in charge of the committee work, in charge of the engagement of parents, in charge of looking at our curriculum and making sort of those strategic decisions around equity, around inclusion, around diversity, from everything from admissions work straight down to how do we write reports. On that steering committee is myself, Easted, the representative is Randolph Carter, who's their co-founder, Carmen O'Shea, who is in communications and leadership, May, who most of you know, is our SEL director, and John Gregory, who is an extraordinary teacher in the middle school for you lower school parents. He is a 7-8 humanities and writers workshop teacher. He has been a strong advocate for our equity work, and in particular when it comes to kids and their experience. So I'm happy that he will be joining that leadership team to steer our work ahead, and I'm excited to get it started. We will start in earnest next week with staff. Some other news. the COVID news. I'm glad I didn't have to start with COVID news. The waiver from San Mateo County has not yet arrived. It has arrived in Santa Clara County, but we're not in Santa Clara County. That came out 2 days ago. We're still preparing as if it will be here any moment. So Carmen in communications is working on that document. We're attending trainings. We're doing webinars. We are preparing. As usual, we're ready to go, but there really isn't any update on that waiver. And again, the waiver is only for K through 6th grade. That's all that the county, it's all that the state will allow to open in terms of the grade levels in schools. So that's my update there. Town Hall on Monday, I wanted to let you know, we're gonna dedicate now more time to discussion around what we do with teaching and learning. So we'll be talking about our models. We will be talking about ages and stages with children and their development. We'll be talking about assessment. We'll be talking about distance learning. And you can start to bring those questions and those comments to that session. Again, we're gonna move into a sustainable pace. And that means it can't be all COVID all the time. We are a school, we are up and running. I've heard from so many returning parents and new parents that they're already excited about what's happening online. And at the Sync night, event last night, thank you Sync for that great welcome event with so many returning and new families, and some staff were there too. During those breakout sessions, I heard really positive things about the learning, and I want to make sure that we address our unique learning environment, one that is incredibly creative, one that is so focused on the emotional well-being of the children, one that is really looking towards the future of education and applying unique principles that are differentiators for us as a school. So we're going to dedicate some time at the town hall to that. I absolutely will be giving updates around the situation we're in due to COVID, and we'll go from there. So thanks for a great first week. Thank you teachers for doing the great job you did. Thanks kids for showing up ready to learn, and I look forward to seeing all of you on Zoom soon. Okay, take care.